Hi, I'm Alana. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're doing a get ready with me for church. So, this morning I wanted to, sorry about my squeaky chair, I wanted to start by recommending a book. So, just a short video today, but the book that I want to recommend to you today is called The Imitation of Christ by Thomas à Kempis. So, this book, I feel like it's a bit unfair, honestly, to try and summarize this book because it's such a stunning and important text. But it basically talks about how we can best try to imitate Christ. So, it says that, you should not be too happy or too sad, because you should not let yourself be so attached to worldly things. So when something good happens, don't get too happy. When something bad happens, don't get too sad. Just try to remain humble and try not to be too emotional. It also talks about self-denial and how true joy does not come from giving in to temptations, and it does not come from worldly desires and worldly delights. True joy actually comes from self-denial, denying the pleasures of the flesh, because when you deny the pleasures of this flesh, you strengthen your spirit. So it also talks about the value of suffering, the value of adversity, which is that adversity strengthens us. It teaches us to not rely on the pleasures and the whims of this world, because this world is only temporary. And so it tells us that there is a lot of value and strength in suffering and in overcoming adversity, because it teaches you to just take whatever happens in this world, not too seriously, because this is not eternity. So it talks about how when you deny your flesh, then you strengthen your spirit. And so it's a really beautiful book, The Imitation of Christ by Thomas à Kempis. And then I also wanted to touch briefly on this woman who has a YouTube channel. Her name is June Wiegert, and she is an elderly woman who talks about her walk with Christ, and she talks about prayer and Jesus. And so she makes these videos. Her name is June Wiegert, and in one of the videos she talks about how when she was younger and she had her kids were still young, one of her sons got sick, and her son got really sick. And this was way back in the day, because she's elderly, so when people got sick they died often. And so she was praying every day, Lord, please don't take my son, please don't let my son die. And she was praying for this, and he just kept getting sicker and sicker. And then she had a realization that actually she should be praying Lord, if it is your will to take my son, then so be it. Because we're not meant to pray resisting things. We're not meant to pray please don't, we're meant to pray God, if this is your will, then may your will be done. So she came to understand that instead of asking God to please not kill her son, she had to accept that maybe this is what God's plan is. For whatever reason, obviously I can't understand it now, but maybe it is in God's plan to actually take my son right now, and maybe that's what he needs. And so when she came to accept that, and she was okay, Lord, if this is your will, then take my son, then she became freer, and she no longer felt like fear and heavy and weighed down. She felt like a deep sense of peace and like acceptance. And so then she was able to just like trust and let go and accept whatever God's plan was. And then her son actually did get better and he lived. So, thank you for getting ready with me for church today. You're beautiful, you're perfect, I love you, God bless you. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.